It's definitely as bad as we've heard. We're not even done with it yet. Have a good day. Don't make blind jumps because we can see fish. At least the water deigned to come back down for me. That was nice. I also think it's hilarious that for some reason the boss music doesn't get triggered here. The game just lags enough to where it doesn't recognize you started a battle. Heading to work? Have fun at work, sir. Good luck. Well, voluntarily starting it off poorly with this nonsense, but that's, you know, again, kind of on me, so. You know what, just fuck you. Fuck yeah. Can't afford to miss the big ring. Only got 2 shots to get 1 emerald. Might need both chances. See what I mean? Needing both opportunities because it knocks you around like a pinball. Good morning. Welcome to Jank City Part 2. Launch him where he's supposed to go. It's not even gonna reach the top platform. Well, this sucks because either I get this emerald or I have to reset because there's no other emerald chances from here. The arrow said that way. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, really? That's a pain in the ass. The stupid springs. You have zero control as it is because of the crunch screen, but the springs just throw you way off. Wait a second. Yeah, it is. We might have a saving grace here. Yeah, it is. The music is condensed to fit the Game Boy Advance. Which realistically, I feel like they should have just redone the soundtrack. To match its sound capabilities, but... what do I know? I don't work for Nintendo or Sega. Yeah, and in 2006, they would have made money just on the name alone, and then people discovering it was horrible afterwards would have just turned into their loyalty. I don't know if restarting is A, gonna spawn the big ring again, and B, even if it does, if it'll save our emerald progress, but I'm hoping it did. Never mind. Fuck you. You can get 20 rings over there. I just need to have 30. Well, technically 27. You were better. Of course, you'd be 2 off. How in the fuck did I take damage? Did somebody explain that? So annoying. Just stuck to the upper route. Well, question one's answered. The big ring is back. See about question two. It resets your MO progress even though it saves the game's progress. All it does is let you restart the game at whatever zone.
Opening day, and here's the first pitch, and the season's over.
You suck, you jackass.
Incredibly stupid. Morning, Slayer. I think he saved it for Slayer too. I mean, we're gonna have to restart to try and beat the game without dying anyway, so I guess we'll just combine both attempts. Didn't help the emerald attempts the first time around either, that I failed on the first one the first time. I couldn't adjust quickly enough to the screen crunch and the special stuff. Oh my god, are you fucking serious right now? The missing one's not that big a deal because you can theoretically get all 6 in Spring Yard and have 4 opportunities still left to go. That leaves me only with 3 spare opportunities now. I can only mess up 2 more times. my biggest issue the last one was not only did I mess up 4 times, which you could still do. I didn't bring 50 rings one of the times, which cost me an opportunity. They said 3, but you can actually mess up 4 times and still get all 6. You have 10 opportunities across the first 5 zones. The saddest part about this is I'm starting to adjust to it because this took us 5 minutes the first time.
Oh, thank you.
Are you serious? He didn't fucking jump. He didn't jump for the ring. Like, really? Game's pissing me off, man. Honestly, with how easy Green Hill is, probably should just be a standing reset if I don't get both emeralds in Acts 1 and 2 anyway. I didn't even look at the language options for this. I wonder if Spanish is in there. And I've played a lot of ROM hacks recently for Sonic 1. I liked Sonic 1, but this is definitely the worst port of it I've ever played. And yet, because I committed to beating the game once with all the Chaos Emeralds, here we are still playing it. Oh yeah, this has spin dash too. Autocorrect's just like, did you mean Spanish, not spin dash? Let's fix that for you. Yeah, for sure, because it's so crunched. They're actually a little easier to maneuver in the air, if that makes sense. Right, so like when Sonic's once you jump and Sonic's in the middle of the air, yeah, he's very like airy and you have more control. But the spring things take away so much more control than in Genesis. The screen crunch makes it very difficult to ascertain where you're going. Which in the original is very difficult to ascertain where you're going as it is, because you don't always see that it's a goal until the last second. So if you're playing this version, you really need to be familiar with the layout. I do not have any grapes, unfortunately. Sorry. Oh, I hate those spiky worms. Yet I managed to avoid it just to get hit in the face by a flame.
Oh, Frank.
I don't think I'm collecting 15 lives because it didn't really start early enough. Doesn't harm to try. Ooh, that was cute. Much too close for comfort. You can see though that that's another thing that makes it a little easier despite being harder. No, it's an oxymoron. Is those things, those crystal things dissipate so much faster and Sonic can squeeze through. Like one crystal holes that he couldn't on the Genesis version. You would have had to dissipate 2 of them. This enemy is like stuck. This one section, for whatever reason, the game like momentum shoves you, literally shoves you in that direction. It's like, go this way. Seriously, go this way. You know, actually, I wasn't gonna collect them, but I might be able to get 100 rings and an extra one up, and maybe work my way towards 15 lives. Great. That's what I didn't need, losing one extra opportunity at stupid emeralds. Well, I can mess up 3 more times and still get them all. Plus, we haven't died yet, so that's still active. That's what's ironic about it, is it could look like a really good fan-made port, but it's in reality a really terrible Sega-made port for the Game Boy Advance. Hey, I thought that was the path forward, but clearly not. How you doing this morning? So I thought there was a shield over there. But apparently not. That's what screwed me before. It's like I'm hitting the down button to roll, and he just sits still and dumps. What's up? You done talking to yourself in the shower? That was a pretty big problem in the original too, was not having the momentum to roll into those stupid worm things and then you take a hit. I think because they just didn't bother rebuilding it to what the Game Boy Advance would do. They tried to just like straight port it. Because Game Boy Advance was powerful, but the small screen, they didn't fix the game to match the aspect ratio of the Game Boy Advance. They're like, let's just put it in. You get this big screen crunch, which causes all the lag, because it's constantly trying to load things on screen. And this came out when Sonic 06 came out in 06 for the anniversary. So they kind of screwed the pooch on both games by rushing them out. That was kind of nerve-wracking because you're supposed to beat the game without dying, and with the lag and the screen crunch, not being able to see the other side of the boss platform, it's like, okay. I know, it's bad, isn't it? Have you heard the spin dash sound effect? It sounds like Master System. Phew! No, it just sounds like the Game Gear or the Master System. Yeah, the release of it. It's just like, okay. Stupid chickens. Another one here somewhere. I didn't. I just knew about it. I saw there were retro achievements for it. And I decided to have a couple of streams where we see if it really was as bad as I had heard. And the answer is yes. And now I'm committed to beating it with the Chaos Emerald, so here we are. been interesting enough that I'm gonna do it with other games. I've asked for recommendations on games that are supposedly bad or that we remember as being bad. So we can go back and see if they really are as bad as we heard. Son of a bitch, are you kidding me? How the fuck did that even hit me? Okay, so that's gonna be 2 levels now where we're not gonna be able to even trigger the ring. Means you can only mess up 2 more times and still... The worst part is I can't just die to get rings because I haven't died yet. So that challenge is still active. But I know I'm going to die later, and I'm going to regret not having died to get the emeralds. I've already messed up twice by not having enough rings to get the big ring. You can mess up 4 times and still get all the emeralds. So I can only screw up 2 more. And that includes, obviously, screwing up by not getting the emerald once I'm... Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. That was like the most jank death I could have taken. Nope. Because I messed up a couple times and my patience has run out. So let's switch to something different for a moment. See if I can find it. Really should just do those in 2 separate runs because otherwise it's just going to annoy me, but... I still am pretty bad at them, but I've gotten better than I was, at least when I first started playing them last year. Blue super fighting robot man. Fighting robots. Mega Man. I think that oh, it's an M tank. It wasn't a letter. What did that thing say? Oh, it unprimed the Buster only challenge. Alright, well, I'm not doing it. Hi, Eddie. Bye, Eddie.
Oh, thank
A well-timed sound effect. Crystal Man. You know, actually, I don't know why I'm doing this, because if there's a Buster only challenge, you should really just be doing that. It says to not use any weapons other than the Mega Buster until you get to Proto Man's level, so kind of makes more sense to do that than to do the Buster only boss challenges separately. You're allowed to die, you're just not allowed to use E-Tanks. Sorry for the repeat stage. It dawned on me that it would be inefficiently playing double if I did it this way. Not a long stage, unfortunately. I mean, separately from what I said about not dying, there actually is a no-death run challenge. Just separate from doing the Buster-only stuff. You're allowed to use the special weapons for that one.
suck, you jackass.
I know, but the reminders are always. I didn't realize you couldn't slide upside down. Though I suppose it makes sense. Game's definitely generous with the one-ups that drop a minute. So much for that. Good thing I don't have time to beat the whole game right now anyway. I'm just trying to collect the letters in order as I go, but I felt like I did this with a slide. Guess we'll just have to come back to the letters later. So I can use rush coil, because I can't switch to it or I lose my buster only. Oh, there we go. Okay. just had to short hop. I am pretty sure in the anniversary collection for PS2 they did change it so that you could slide on the ceiling.
Oh, frick. I hate this stage. Cross the sea without taking damage, that's like nearly impossible, but that's something that's going to have to be studied and then farmed over time. Pretty sure it does. I would think so, yeah. Does the mini boss just fire at where your location is, or is it random up or down? 'Cause that could make a difference.
No, it doesn't say glitchless. It just says cross the sea without damage. If you know a glitch, then I'm fairly certain it's allowed. I'll have to look into that. It took one hit. I'm sorry, a few hits on the mini boss. Actually managed to get through the first section without damage, which is a miracle. Well, not, I guess, a miracle per se. It's more just pattern recognition and spamming firing things. And I missed the letter, because of course I missed the letter. Why wouldn't I miss the letter? Come on, Cannon. Do your thing. I need to go back for the letter. I'll have to look that up. That sounds like it would be fun to do just for fun. Yeah, I mean, when I'm going for that achievement, I'd just come back to this level on a completed playthrough. This way, if I soft lock, it doesn't matter. But I'm not very good at activating glitches in games, so if it's something I'm able to do, it would be really fun just to do it. Be able to say I did. You can't charge your shot either. No. That mini boss really is what's gonna be like, alright, I gotta figure out what his firing pattern is if it's random. And then you kind of go from there and like, alright, if it's not random, when are you jumping? When is he jumping? Or firing up versus down? Oh my god. One of the fuckers dropped health, and because his health was filling, I couldn't jump.
Oh, frick.
I had it, literally. I had the letter. Nothing was in my way, but the enemy dropped health. Mega Man picked up the health. And I was locked out of jumping because of it. The screens kept scrolling, but the game was like, nah, you're not allowed to do it. Also, now the mini boss is the only part of this I can't do damages. I'll just have to strategy search for that before I attempt these. As I take damage, so I stop paying attention. There we go. Forgot the letter in Stone Man stage. It is also one for not taking damage, but that one for some reason doesn't prime. I can't exit this stage without finishing it, can I? Get the fuck out of here. There's challenges to do every one of these stages without taking damage. But none of them are priming. It's odd. Oh god, chickens. Dead chickens. These stages don't seem like they're going to be as hard as doing Mega Man 3 stages damageless. Seem being the imperative keyword. I definitely don't think they're going to be as bad as Ringman's was. These also specifically say reach without taking damage. They don't say Buster only. Yeah, I hit the fire button instead of sliding. That was pretty stupid. Probably shouldn't have done that. It is a much easier game. And I'm dead. Plus, they give so many bonus one-ups from enemies in this game. Oh, that part right there is going to be a pain to avoid damage because they fire pretty quick. Granted, I'm not actually practicing that, per se. I'm just trying to beat all 8 Robot Masters, Buster only, and collect the Mega Man letters in order. And then I gotta get to work. So. But if you want to know the honest to God's truth, the fact that I'm not struggling with Mega Man 5 tells you how much easier it is than Mega Man 3 and Mega Man 4. And Mega Man 4 even, honestly, is a hell of a lot easier than... Mega Man 4 is a lot easier than Mega Man 3. Difficulty spike from Mega Man 3, or make the difficulty drop from Mega Man 3 to Mega Man 4 is pretty nuts. And from 4 to 5 is decent. From 3 to 5 is astronomical. This game makes... Mega Man 3 makes this game feel like a baby game. As for beating the game without dying, those spikes scare me. When I beat Mega Man 4 without dying, I shamelessly resorted to using Rush Marine in the water part of Wily 1. Just to make sure I didn't smash into spikes. I already know trying to reach this gate without taking damage, that last little laser boss there is going to infuriate me. You know what? Fuck you, Starman. Trying to do no hit on Starman at the same time as the Mega Buster only stuff, but I was could do that during the boss rush, and I don't really have time right now. Mess around with it. We got 3 more levels and 3 more letters to collect in 20 minutes. Of course, I don't remember where the letter is in this stage, so... Oh, that's right, yeah, it's like in a window. Can you reach it without coil, though? 'Cause if not, I may have to put off collecting the letters until after I do the Buster only. And then just go back for the last 3. Oh, they do? Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Alright, we're done being nice to chickens. I'm gonna brutally assassinate some chickens. Yeah, you can't collect that without rush coil, can you? Ow, I can't jump high enough. Oh, never mind. Just had to tiptoe the edge, like, physically impossible. Like this, the way he's standing right now. This stage is fairly long, so trying to do this stage no hit might be a little like annoying, but dude, fuck you. Stick to your pattern. You know what? Go fuck yourself. You know, it takes so much longer, but just easier for me to do that without charging. I have a lot of trouble charging, sliding, firing, etc. all at once. And yes, I know skill issues the reason. It's on my account. Okay. I don't have a bunch of it. You know what? Fuck you, Tiger. That thing insta-kills you if it hits you, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Definitely one of Wily's better ideas for the Mega Man enemy robot. Not sure why he doesn't put spikes that insta-kill Mega Man on all of his weapons. Can you imagine if Capcom had made like a secret final boss called Spike Man? That you have to no-hit because he'll one-hit insta-kill Mega Man? Figure if I'm gonna die, I may as well collect the one up first. What the hell? Someone want to tell me how in the fuck I'm gonna get through that without taking damage? Gonna have to rely on the Starman ability. Dude, really? Hey, could somebody please explain to me why, like, 9 times out of 10, Mega Man fires the wrong way? Even when I'm facing the way I want to be firing? Like that? Does it not register the fact that I'm turning around quickly?
Dance! Everybody dance!
Good morning.
My anus is bleeding! For the love of God and all that is holy, my anus is
Player raid. Two, three. Two, three. Three. Two. One. Two. Oh, sure. That time it does 4. The entire time it hadn't done 4. That time it does 4. You know what? Fuck it. We're not doing damageless. Was damage booster the last 2. Okay, the number of times I've tried to get hit and just haven't, I could have just made it. Hi, Eddie. Thanks, Eddie. Oh, good. Back here. I've literally got like 2 minutes before I have to sign into work, so...
You suck, you jackass.
You're so mean.
Charlie! Charlie! Charlie!
Yeah, that plan clearly failed because it didn't consider how to kill the enemy. just need to hit the checkpoint, man. And 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. I mean, certainly should have hit a checkpoint by now, right? Wait, where's the letter in this stage anyway? Right there. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that. I literally remembered at like the last second where it was and finished some damage. Now the question is, did he give me credit for going in order? It did. Okay, good. Because some people were reporting bugs with that. Wells, we knew that was gonna happen. What in the hell is that boy doing jumping around like that? Thanks for cooperating after the fact. Nope. I had to stop before I destroyed my computer. Plus 9:30, I have to get to work. I'm actually 4 minutes late. We'll be trying it again tonight, though. Don't you worry. I just want to make sure I got credit for that.
Okay, I did. I just had to literally reach the castle.
But yeah, I'm going back to Sonic Advance Genesis tonight because because I'm a masochist. But got a few other Is It As Bad As We Remember games to go through as well, so figure that out. The guy's supposed to come fix my air conditioner tomorrow, so that's a plus. I gotta pick up the kids from daycare today. He's got a dentist appointment, so hopefully I'm still awake later on, but we'll see how it goes. Have a good day, everybody. Go hang out with the chicken. Just don't tell her I brutally murdered chickens in Mega Man.